How's it, everybody? My name's Jono. I'm just going to jump right into it. I really, really, really miss church. I love church. I've always have. It's been a part of my life, my entire life. And I love the worship. I love the pre-service prayer meeting. I even love the announcements. I love knowing what God's doing in his kingdom. And I love knowing the fact that there's a billion other people who are doing the same thing as me at this time and worshiping God. It's also the part of my life where I feel like God uses me the most. I'm not sure about you guys, but I've really, really missed Sunday mornings. It's been something that I've wrestled with quite a lot because we've been getting these awesome videos and God's really connected with me, and I've really seen the fruit of these services in my life, my family's life, and in all aspects of my life. But I still felt like something's missing, like it's not quite church. And what I've come to realize is that there's two parts to church on a Sunday. There's the meeting in the middle, but then there's before and after. And this is somewhere where we relate to each other and where God uses us to work in each other's lives. And I've come to think that that's what I'm missing. And if we read Hebrews 10, verse 23 to 25, it says, "Let us hold fast to the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. Let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works, not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another." And I've always loved this verse because it encourages people to go to church. And I'm a big fan of church, if you haven't noticed yet. And I feel like if we take that meeting together, that meeting part, and we put it aside, we're left with things like confession of our hope, stirring up one another, encouraging one another. And these are those things that happen before and after that meeting, before and after the preach and the praise and worship and the service part of a Sunday morning. When we as Christians are gathered and we're talking to each other, these are the times where we speak life into each other's lives. And that's what I've really, really missed. And I've had to put in 3 simple things into my life that have helped me to compensate for missing those times. And the first one is prayer. And this isn't just prayer like our general prayers for the country, for our president, for our family, for our business. These are deep focused prayers. We're highly intentional about an individual person, and we push into prayer, into their lives, and really seek God for an individual person. So we're able to go and minister to them from what God's saying during those prayer times. The second thing is to speak to people about what God's doing in our lives. This is something that happens so naturally at church. We don't even ask it, but when we're not seeing each other face to face, it's something that we struggle with. It's something that doesn't really happen as easy. Our digital communication has become so much about getting the point across. It's quick messages, quick voice notes, and we just move on without pushing deeper into each other's lives. And it's become so easy to be disconnected and not really push into each other's lives. And I think really speaking about what God's doing in our lives makes such a big difference in connecting with each other at a spiritual level. And the third thing is encouraging people. And this can go from something that's an incredibly deep, intense spiritual word from God, and it could be an amazing prophetic encouragement. And it could also be something as simple as, "Hey, bro, I saw your Instagram picture of you and your family, and I really think you're nailing this dad thing." And that's all it needs to be. So I want to encourage you that if you take these 3 simple little things, it really brings the people aspect that we're missing so much of church back into it. And we can still sandwich Sunday meetings, which is prayer and all those different things, by bringing the people aspect back. And I was really challenged by God while I was putting this together. Imagine if I can take these elements that I usually leave for Sunday and bring them into every single day of my life. How much more effective could we be in ministering to each other and looking after each other and caring for each other and speaking into each other's lives? So I want to challenge you, just as God challenged me, take these little elements and put them into place and see how much more we can love each other and care for each other.